Hello students, in the previous video session we discussed about cloud management and service creation tools like physical and virtual infrastructure management software, unified management software and user access management software. So in the present video session we'll discuss about cloud challenges. Although there is growing acceptance of cloud computing, both the cloud service consumers and providers have been facing some set of challenges. So the cloud challenges for consumers as well as challenges for providers are separate. So we have to check what kind of challenges the consumers are facing as well as what kind of challenges the providers are facing. So first we'll take challenges for consumers. If the business critical data or more sensitive data which moves to a cloud model other than an on-premise private cloud, consumers could lose absolute control of their sensitive data. Suppose the consumers are transferring the data to the public cloud, or I can say that cloud model, instead of separate private cloud. So in such instance there may be a chance of the absolute control of their sensitive data will be lost. Cloud service providers might use multiple data centers located in different countries to provide cloud service. So we know that the cloud service providers will be having multiple data centers, more than one data centers, and those data centers will be located in different countries to provide cloud service. They might replicate or move data across these data centers to ensure high availability and low distributions. So obviously if you are having multiple data centers which may be located in different countries or different sites, we can say, in such instance obviously we should go for replication, or else the data need to be transferred to these different data centers in order to achieve availability. So if you are considering this, so if you are the service providers are maintaining multiple data centers and if they are taking the replication, so in such instance obviously the availability of data will be more, as well as we can achieve load distribution. Consumers may or may not know in which country their data is stored. Obviously the data will be stored either in the replicated data center, or else the data center which is located in the other country also. So therefore the consumers might not be knowing in which respective country or in which respective data center their critical data is stored. Cloud services can be accessed from anywhere via network. So we can consider the network. Through network, the data can be accessed by the consumers. That means the consumers can or users can access the cloud service, and the data center will be located in some other place. However, network latency increases when the cloud infrastructure is not close to the access point. Obviously, the latency or delay will be more. That means I can take the term as network latency increases when the cloud infrastructure is not close to the access point. So if the user is located somewhere else and the data center is located in another site. So if the distance between the consumer and the actual data center, if it is far, obviously there may be chance of network latency. A high network latency can either increase the application response time or cause the application to timeout. So if in some instance, if the network latency is more, in the sense the application response time will be more. So application will not respond very quickly in such instance, or there may be a chance of timeout also because of the latency or network latency. There may be a chance of timeout. So this can be addressed by implementing stringent service level agreement SLAs with the cloud service providers. So these kind of problems can be addressed by implementing SLAs services with the cloud service providers. Cloud platform services may not support consumers' desired applications. In some cases, it is not mandatory that the cloud platform service will not support the consumers in some desired application. For example, a service provider might not be able to support highly specialized or priority environment. So there is no special provision is provided in the cloud in order to support highly specialized or priority based request, such as compatible OS operating systems and preferred programming languages required to develop and run the consumer's applications. So there is no such kind of priority environments is specified. Also there is no highly specialized applications are also given in the cloud platform. So another challenge is vendor lock-in. So one more challenge is vendor lock-in. That means the difficulty for consumers to change their cloud service provider. So that means the consumers are locked. There is no provision is provided for the consumers to change their cloud service providers. So a lack of interoperability between the APIs of different cloud service providers could also create complexity and high migration cost when moving from one service provider to another service provider. Even if the consumers are ready to pay high, that means if the cost is more while migrating from one service provider to other service provider, that is possible. But what happens is in order to migrate from one service provider to other service provider, so the major problem is cost, that is migration cost. So now we'll take challenges for providers. So before we consider challenges with respect to consumers, so now we'll take challenges for providers. Cloud service providers usually publish a service level agreement. Usually the service providers will consider service level agreement. That is called as SLA. SLA, service level agreement, so that their consumers know about the availability of service, quality of service, downtime compensation, and legal and regularity clauses. So while providing the service to the consumers, the cloud service providers will be having set of agreement kind of thing. So that is called as service level agreement, so that the consumers will know about the what kind of services can be provided by the service provider, like availability of the service, like availability of service, quality of service, as well as downtime compensation if the system is not available for the user, and some set of legal and regularity clauses. Alternatively, customer specific SLAs may be signed between cloud service providers and consumers. So there will be some set of agreements between the service providers as well as consumers. SLAs typically mention a penalty amount. Service level agreement it will specify the penalty amount during the unavailability of the service as well as during the downtime if the service providers fail to provide the targeted service which was agreed during SLA. During the agreement, what we can say is the availability of the service or quality of the service, whatever. During agreement, what kind of things they were discussed between the cloud service providers and consumers. Therefore, cloud service providers must ensure that they have adequate resources to provide the required level of service. Always, after signing SLA, the cloud service providers must and should ensure that they have adequate resources, huge amount of resources to provide all set of service which were requested by the consumers. Since the cloud resources are distributed and service demands fluctuate, it is a challenge for cloud service provider to provision physical resources for peak demand of all consumers and estimate the actual cost of providing the service. So in some instance, what happens is the cloud resources are distributed. Cloud resources are distributed and service demand may be varying. In such instance, the service provider need to check the physical resources. He need to check the physical resources for peak demand of all the consumers and estimate what exactly the cost of providing the service. Many software vendors do not have a cloud-ready software licensing model. The cloud software licensing complexity has been causing challenges in deploying vendor software in the cloud. So many service providers will not be having the licensed software licensed model. The cloud software licensing complexity has been causing the challenges. So major challenges are in deploying vendor software in the cloud. So that is the major challenge. So while deploying or while installing the vendor software in the cloud is a major challenge over here. So this is also a challenge to the consumer. Cloud service providers usually offer priority APIs to access their cloud. However, consumers might want open APIs or standard APIs. So the cloud service providers will offer the APIs on their own cloud, but the consumers might want open APIs or standard APIs to become the tenant of multiple clouds. So this is a challenge for the cloud service providers because this requires agreement among cloud service providers. So this is a major challenge comes with respect to the service providers, because in such cases there should be an agreement or SLAs between the cloud service providers and the consumers or vendors. So next we'll take cloud adoption considerations. So organizations that decide to adopt cloud computing always face this question: how does the cloud fit the organization's environment? Most organizations are not ready to take their existing IT investments to move all their business processes to the cloud at once. So directly they will not jump into the cloud platform. Instead, they need to consider various factors. So they'll take some set of factors before moving their businesses into the cloud platform. Even individuals considering the cloud services need to understand some cloud adoption considerations. So we have to take some set of key factors while migrating completely from the actual platform into cloud platform. So we can have different key considerations for cloud adoption. So the first one is selection of deployment model. So the first one is selection of deployment model. Risk versus convenience is a key consideration for deciding on a cloud adoption strategy. This consideration also forms the basis of choosing the right cloud deployment model. So, as I mentioned before, directly any IT industry or any organization, they will not jump into the cloud platform. Instead of that, they'll check risk versus convenience, So, which is the key consideration for deciding on a cloud adoption strategy. So here this consideration it will form how exactly the entire IT industry can choose the right deployment model. A public cloud is usually preferred by individuals and startup businesses. So the public cloud is usually preferred by individuals as well as startup businesses. For them, the cost reduction offered by the public cloud outweighs the security or availability risk in the cloud. Small and medium-sized business have moderate consumer base, and any anomaly in the consumer data and service level might impact their business. Therefore, such small and medium-sized businesses are not willing to deploy their Tier 1 application such as online transactions in a public cloud. So the online transaction will not be considered within the public cloud even if the organization is small or medium sized business. Next key consideration is application suitability. Not all applications are good candidates for public cloud. So we cannot run all applications on the public cloud. This may be due to incompatibility between cloud platform software and the consumer application. So there may be a chance of incompatibility between the cloud platform and consumers application. Because of this reason, we cannot run all applications on the public cloud. Mission critical applications are core and essential to the business. They are usually designed, developed and maintained in-house. These applications often provide competitive advantages. Due to high security risk, organizations are unlikely to move these applications to the public cloud. So since we are using the cloud in the public platform, some organizations will not agree to move their high critical data into the public cloud. So these applications are good candidates for an premise private cloud. So those set of information, suppose if the organization is having high critical data, and in such instance we cannot copy or we cannot move the entire high critical data into the public cloud. Instead of that we can make use of private cloud. So the next key consideration is financial advantage. A careful analysis of financial benefits provides a clear picture about the cost savings in adopting the cloud. So we have to think about cost savings while choosing the cloud or while adopting the cloud. The analysis should compare both the total cost of ownership and return on investment in the cloud and environment to identify the potential cost benefits. So usually while migrating the data into the cloud, so initially the organizations or IT industry should think about cost savings. So the analysis need to be considered by comparing the total cost of ownership as well as return on investment. While calculating total cost of ownership and return on investment, organizations and individuals should consider the expenditure to deploy and maintain their own infrastructure versus cloud adoption cost. So we can say that the organization should calculate what exactly the expenditure to maintain the data if they are maintaining the data within their own infrastructure as well as if they are adapting the cloud model. So there should be analysis kind of things are considered while migrating the data by taking the two factors like what is the cost, what may be the cost if the organization maintains the data within itself, that is considering own infrastructure versus cloud adoption cost. While calculating the expenditure of owning infrastructure resources, organizations should include both the capital expenditure and organization or operation expenditure, network equipment, real estate and so on. So the next key consideration is selection of cloud service provider. So this is also a major thing the organization should think about. The selection of the provider or service provider is also important for public cloud. The consumers need to find out how long and how well the provider has been delivering the service. So that is the question. How long and how efficiently the provider can provide the service. They also need to determine how easy it is to add or terminate the cloud service with the service provider. So by considering some set of service level agreements, whether it is easy to terminate the kind of service or cloud services which are provided by the service provider. The consumer should know how easy it is to move to another service provider. If the consumer is willing to terminate the previous cloud service provider's service, so whether it is easy to move the data into another cloud service provider when it requires. They must access how the provider fulfills the security, whether the service provider is providing the security, legal and privacy requirements. They should also check whether the provider offers good consumer service support. The major thing in the service is consumer service support from the service provider side. So that also the consumer should think, or he need to cross check whether the service provider is providing the good service level support. So the last one is the service level agreements or SLAs. Cloud service providers typically mention quality of service or QoS. Quality of service or QoS attributes such as throughput and uptime. So usually the cloud service providers Quality will be measured by considering throughput and uptime or system uptime along with the type of cloud services. The quality of service attributes are generally part of SLAs, which is the service contract between providers and the consumers. So there will be some set of service level agreements between service providers and consumers. So these quality of service attributes are generally part of SLAs itself. The SLAs serves as the foundation for expected level of service between the consumer and the provider. Before adopting the cloud service, consumers should check whether the quality of service attributes met their requirement or not. So the consumers need to think about the quality of service provided by the cloud service provider, and QoS attributes are satisfied or not, then only he can adopt that respective cloud service models. So these are the major key considerations need to be considered while adopting the cloud, like selection of a deployment model, application suitability, financial advantage, selection of a cloud service provider, and the last one is service level agreements or SLAs.